the United States between 1946 and 1948. And at that time, many of you may know that there was the Chinese Exclusion Act in the US that was in existence for over 60 years. And during the 2 years that he was here in the US, my father witnessed that except for the very few privileged ones, most of the Chinese people in America were forced to live in the slums of Chinatown and only work in restaurants, Chinese restaurants and Chinese laundromats. They were very much discriminated against. Okay. And after 2 years, my father returned to China, where a new China was formed in 1949. Okay. And he stayed there for the next 30 years, helping to build a new China. Unfortunately, some of those 30 years are better times than others. There was 10 years of Cultural Revolution. My father was sent to a re-education camp for a while, and my brother and myself were not allowed to go to college. My father was a professor at Tsinghua University, and for his children to be denied a college education for no fault of our own, but just because we weren't from the right family background, that was not acceptable for my father. And together with my mother, they brought me and my brother to the United States. And I arrived in Erie, Pennsylvania in September of 1979. I was 11 years old, did not speak any English, and I was put into the public school system with a English as a second language teacher. Her name was Mrs. Jones. She was a middle-aged blonde woman. Was very nice, taught me lots of vocabulary, and of all the vocabulary words that she taught me, I can only remember one, and it's diarrhea. Sorry, only because it has 2 R's and 1 H, it didn't make any sense to me. But student achievement and academic excellence. We need to restore that back to SFUSD. Second is safe schools. With pandemic, with unfortunately school shootings, we really need to take care of our students physically as well as emotionally. And last but not least, my 25 years of business experience compels me to focus on fiscal discipline and operational excellence. Without that, any business will go out of business, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way in government and school district, but I think we need to inject some of that fiscal discipline and operational excellence so that we can have a functioning school district so that we can focus on teaching students.
Actually, we're all here. We know why we're here. We're all here to support and we are also supporting public education.
Yes.
And is an educator, public education. So I am going to show you how I use food and cooking. Food have no international or national boundaries. Food brings all of us together. Food and cooking breaks all the barriers. And that's the reason why I'm here to support Anne.